All right. Thank you all very much for being here. Again, my name is Llewellyn. And again, I am not a professional. I am not a counselor. I am not a therapist. I am not a doctor. So I cannot diagnose, nor can I prescribe any medication or give medical advice. This is just me helping you after I've gone through trauma in my life. That's all this is. Just two people just talking. I've got mods in there. So last week, we talked about verbal programming. I have notes, folks, and I will look at my notes. So I have to ask this question. Is there anyone in here that remembers last week's verbal programming? Anything about it? Yes or no? Simple yes or no. A bit. That's not yes or no, but I'll take it. A little? Okay. So we talked about where our thoughts come from, right? Where do they originate from? We didn't just automatically have thoughts. So these thoughts, feelings, these emotions, right? So it's thoughts lead to feelings lead to actions, and actions leads to what? What do actions really? I can't even talk now. What do actions lead to? Anyone know? Consequences is good. I prefer results. Hopefully, good results is what we're looking for here, right? So, we talked about how our thoughts originate from the files of information that we have in our head, right? So, from our childhood, things like that. We're past conditioned, right? Our past condition determines every thought that bubbles up in our minds. Our past is determined that. So, we talked about words that we heard growing up, like name calling, being worthless, things like that, being criticized and judged. We talked about how we were degraded, how we were threatened, how we were gaslighted, and how we were manipulated, right? So we talked about all of that. Tonight is the second portion of this. And again, yes, I have notes. And tonight we're going to talk about modeling. What do you think I mean when I say modeling? Do you think that I'm going to go, oh, we're going to walk down a walkway and model? You think it's going to be that? Vogue. No. Nope, not remodels, modeling. So no one. Okay. So this is going to be the second way that we have been programmed or conditioned is called modeling or shaping. That's a good word, V. Very good. Yes. So I have a question. You can answer. You don't have to. It's up to you. What were your parents like in the arena of what? Of you growing up? So what were your parents like when you were a child growing up? Were they kind? Were they gentle? Were they hard? Were they abusive? Mine were abusive. Yep, another one. Exactly. I don't think mine did the first two, but they definitely abused me. Weird. Okay. So, why do you think this information is very important to know? Very good, hardworking, nice. All the above. Oh, that's so nice. Very good. So, why do you think this information is important? You've probably heard the saying, monkey see, monkey do, right? Well, humans really aren't that far behind. Yes, it helps shape us. That is exactly where I was going to go with that. So, as children, we learn just about everything from the people that raised us, whether it's your parents, grandparents, foster care, whatever it was, right? And so we learn everything, and that's the modeling. That's what shapes us. So that's the modeling aspect of it. Now, although most of us would hate to admit it, there's more than a grain of truth in the old saying that the apple does not fall far from the tree. But have you heard it or said even to yourself, that's the way it's always been? That's the way it's always been. Has anyone ever said or heard that that's the way it's always been? It is what it is. It's just the way it is. Can't change it. It's just the way it's always been. Has anyone ever heard that? Yes or no? Yeah. So, generally speaking, we tend to be identical to one or a combination of our parents, or total opposite. So, my mother, she was the type of woman that you could be seen and not heard, and 9 times out of 10, she doesn't want to see you either. Me, I wanted my kids around all the time. I still want them around all the time when they're gone. They're, have families of their own, right? But that's me. So I was a total opposite of her. Exactly. So you're going to have different bits and pieces of your parents in different ways. My father, my daddy was so loving, so sarcastic. I get the sarcasm from my dad. My oldest child gets it from my dad. I swear it does, And you can have all the knowledge and skills in the world, but if your blueprint isn't set for success, you're doomed. What do you think I mean by that? What do you think I mean by that? Yeah, mine didn't even want to be parents. Well, my egg donor didn't want to be parents anyway. So with all the knowledge and skills in the world that we could possibly have, if our blueprint is not set for success, we are doomed. True or false? I have some on my YouTube. Hi, thank you for coming in. Your dad taught you what not to be. Exactly the same. My mother, she taught me what I did not want to do for my children or be for my children. Gotcha. Mm-hmm. So every one of us is going to have a different answer to this one here. And I'm going to say blank. And if you want to put it in the chat to fill in the blank yourself, you can. You don't have to. It's up to you. I'll come back and I'll fill it in from my side of it. So it says, no amount of blank will ever be enough for people who feel they are not good enough themselves. For me, no amount, and I don't care how many times you say it, no amount of, what's the word I'm looking for? My mind just went totally blank now. Holy smokeroonies. What is that word? No amount of, I don't want to say affirmations, but something that comes to mind right now. Compliments. No amount of compliments will ever be enough for me when I feel that I am not good enough for myself. So I don't care if you tell me that you think I'm pretty, that you think I'm smart, that you think I'm good, whatever the cases are. You can tell me that until I'm blue face, but until I actually feel it, until I actually know that I am good enough, I'm not going to believe it. So what is your blank? No amount of blank. And you don't, like I said, you don't have to put it in the chat. It's fine. Joe, you're funny. No amount of blank will ever be enough for me as I feel that I am not good enough for myself. What is your blank? And just remember that your blank can change to you are good enough to receive it. Now, I want you to know that this is all about you. This is all about you. All of it. Because without you, I wouldn't be here to help you, right? You wouldn't be here to listen to me. So this is all about you. So remember that the inner world, your inner world, results what the outer world is. So whatever you have here, you will display out here. True or false? Whatever you have here, you can display and will display out here. True or false? If you believe that you are not enough, you will validate that belief outside of yourself. If you validate that belief, it will create the reality that you're not good enough. On the other hand, if you believe that you are worthy, that you are valuable, etc., right? You will validate those beliefs and you will create a reality with plenty of abundance. Plenty of abundance. Is that mind blowing? Or is that something you already knew? By unlinking your mindset from things like anger and fear and hurt and all the other negative feelings, you can instill new mindsets, links, we want to call it, for your mindset through purpose, goals, in my case, prayer, to create a new mindset. So, what kind of thought processes, exactly those darn ants, automated negative thought center, right? What kind of thought process do you think that you need to say to yourself, to believe in yourself, that will help you set your purpose and your goals to create that new mindset? And thank you for you being here on my YouTube channel. I appreciate you being here. Oh boy, let's see if I can do that again. What kind of thought processes do you need in order to change, to have you be a purpose and have your goals to help you create a new mindset? I don't think I said that quite right the second time, but more confidence, self-preservation. Okay. So, gratitude. So the awareness that you need to have is you need to consider the habits, words, and actions of your parents, or the ones that raised you. Write down how you may be identical or opposite to either of them. This is what I want you to do. I want you to write down how you may be identical or total opposite to either of them. Then you're going to learn about the understanding of this, and you're going to write down the effect that this modeling has had on your life. How has this modeling had on your life? Gratitude, yes. Then you're going to do the disassociation. So, can you see this way of being is only what you've learned and isn't you? Can you see that you have a choice in the present moment to be different? I don't mean write it down here. I mean write in your journal, darling. Journal. Journal. Just saying. Journal. And then you need to say to yourself, or out loud, I prefer out loud myself, what I modeled around relationships, whatever relationship it is, anger, abuse, whatever, was their way. And I choose my way. You don't choose their way. You can choose your way. And then you get a chance. I want you to focus by both of your hands on your head, because I want you to feel, I want you to hear as you say, I have a new mindset. I have a new mindset. Yes, it may look silly. Yes, it may feel silly, but you need to get those negative ants out of our heads. In order to do that, you need to verbalize that you're going to have a new mindset of positivity, of love and acceptance, and it does help and stuff. Now, the next influence is called specific incidents. Now, this is a primary way in which we are conditioned by specific incidents. So, what did you experience when you were young? Right? Would you experience at home? Would you experience at school? Would you experience at friends' houses? You know, all those are different specific incidents that had a primary way that we are conditioned. Now, these experiences are very important because they shape our beliefs, or rather the illusions, by how we now live. To give you an example of a specific incident, I learned at a young age not to call my stepfather by his given name when nobody else was around. Otherwise, I would be spanked. Sometimes upside the head, sometimes on the bottom, sometimes across the mouth, wherever they could reach me. So that was my specific incident, that I knew that I could not call him by his given name. I had to call him dad, which is why I refer to my own father as daddy. I had to call him dad when it was just the three of us, which is my egg donor, him, and, well, my baby sister, but she doesn't remember anything. She was a newborn. The only time I could refer to him by his given name is if we had company. So I learned at a very young age that in order to call him by his given name, that I would be hit and there'd be pain involved. Without giving it away, just yes or no, can you think of some specific incidences in your young life? Yes or no? All I'm looking for. Yeah. Yes, too many. No, I get that. So if you could do one thing with the information that you've had so far tonight, what would you do? With the information that you've learned so far tonight, how can that help change you in the future? Thank you for the likes, Justin. Change your mindset. All right, so journal time. You need to sit down and think about, we can help choose our shape. You can. So I want you to journal. Um, about your history of your past. When you were young, what was modeled in your family, any emotional incidents that are, journal about stuff like that. So journal what what your family modeled for you. Journal if there's any emotional incidences that occurred during that time when you were young. No one needs to know it. It's just between you and your creator or whatever you believe. Um, and then I want you to write down, how can that affect you today? Have you decided to follow their path, or have you changed your mindset and are going a different path? That's what I would like you to do. And then once you do that, you should list all the attitudes and actions, the bigger picture, and determine what I need to do, or a bit of both, and how. Yeah. I create a list of attitudes and actions that you want to live by, that you want to create in your mindset, and you want to model for your family, whether you have children or family members or whatever the case is. So here's the awareness of all this. Consider a specific emotional incident that you experienced when you were young regarding trauma. Then write down how the incident may have affected your current mindset. And then disassociate yourself from that, right? Because that was them, not you. And then, can you see this way of being is only what you learned and is not you? And can you see that you have a choice in the present moment to be different? Then, I know. Then you need to say out loud, I release my non supportive family members, whomever they are, experiences from the past, and I create a new and rich mindset environment for me, my family, my children, whomever you have in your life, right? And then you need to touch your head and say that you have a new mindset. We need to kill those ants, guys. We need to squash those ants because those ants are bad in our head. Remember, automated negative thought syndrome, ANTS. So here's a good question for everyone to answer on here. Are you ready? So this is about your blueprint, your mindset blueprint, right? What is your current mindset? What is your blueprint of the, and what results is it subconsciously moving you toward? Think about that. What is your current mindset blueprint? And what results is it subconsciously moving you toward? Okay. Go away, ants. You're not welcome in my head. Ants are bad. Yep. So your mindset, your blueprint, right, can change. Who has the power to change your mindset blueprint? Can I change it? Can I change your mindset? Oh, I can't? Huh. Why can I not change your mindset? I can influence change. Yes. I can influence change. That's a good word to say it. Exactly. I can influence it, but primarily it's up to you, the individual. I don't know. Your husband seems to think I'm in his mind. I'm just teasing. um, are you conditioned to be your parents or the ones that raised you when you were young? Are you conditioned to be your parents? No and yes. So, are you reaching your full purpose, goal, blueprint, potential? If not, what are you going to do about it? If you are, congratulations. Keep going forward. One day at a time. So, your mindset blueprint will determine your personal life. True or false? Your mindset blueprint will determine your personal life. True or false? So you don't think that your mindset can influence your personal life? So if you have a negative mindset, you don't think that it's going to influence you? If you're angry, you don't think that's going to influence you? Your mindset of how you think. Remember, I said in the beginning, oh, what was it? Go back to it. Thoughts lead to feelings. Feelings lead to actions. Actions lead to results. So if you have this thought in your head that Llewellyn is out to get you, and all of a sudden you're upset about Llewellyn coming after you and attacking you because all of a sudden you're feeling attacked because I just said, I don't know, hi, hello, whatever, right? Now you've got these feelings, and you're going to take these feelings and you're going to put action behind them. Are they going to be positive or are they going to be negative? 9 times out of 10, they're going to be negative because now you got that negative thought process going. You got that negative feeling going, right? Now you're going to have the negative actions. That is true. And then 9 times out of 10, those actions lead to results if you continue down that path. But you and only you can change that mindset. So if you have that thought that Llewellyn is out to get you, you have choices. You can, one, confront Llewellyn and say, hey, what did you mean by this? Or 2, maybe 3. 2, you can just go, you know what? I don't think she meant that, and I'm not going to take it like that. I'm going to walk away. Or 3, you can actually react. And 9 times out of 10, there's not going to be really good results on that, right? So we have to be careful with our mindset and how those ants play trick on us, because they will trick you. They will tell you that something is happening when nothing is really there. They will tell you how to feel in a negative way when really you shouldn't, because they're tricking you. So your blueprint is like a thermostat. If the temperature in the room is like 72 degrees, chances are good that the thermostat is set for 72 degrees, right? So here's where it gets interesting. Is it possible that because the window is open and it is cold outside, the temperature in the room can drop to 65 degrees? Is it possible with the window open and it's very cold outside that the temperature in the room can drop to 65 degrees when it's set for 72? Yes. Of course. But what will eventually happen? The thermostat will eventually kick back in and bring the room back up to 72, right? But what if the window's open and it's warm outside? Maybe the temperature in the room can go up to 77 degrees. What will happen? Same thing. The thermostat will kick in and it'll bring the temperature back to 72. Kind of cool it off. So the only way to actually permanently change the temperature in the room is to reset the thermostat. In the same way, the only way to change your mindset is to reset your mindset thermostat. Otherwise known as your mindset blueprint, right? So the only way to permanently change the temperature in the room is to reset the thermostat. How do you reset your mindset? What are some ways? We've talked about this before, guys. What are some ways that you can reset your mindset? What tools can you use? What can you do to change and reset your mindset thermostat? Journaling. Okay. That's one way to change or reset the thermostat. What's another way to reset your, I love all those books, reset your mindset thermostat? What's another way? Yes, positivity, boundaries, journaling, meditation. Very good. Yes. Prayer. Very good. Anything else? Come on, you guys. We've talked about this. Deep breathing can be a form of meditation. Yes. I was thinking more like affirmations. No one said affirmations. No one said centering oneself. But you're all right. Just saying. So, fortunately or unfortunately, however it is, your personal mindset, your personal um, blueprint will tend to stay with you for the rest of your life unless you identify and change it. Just remember that the first element of all change is awareness. So just watch yourself, become conscious, observe your thoughts, your fears, your beliefs, your habits, your actions, and even your inactions. Inactions. Put yourself under a microscope and study yourself. Study your feelings. Why are you feeling that way? What makes you feel that way? Why is this certain situation making you feel that way? Study yourself. Once you journal all these out, because once you journal it, you can go back, go, oh, so that's why I got a migraine when, sorry, Matthew, when Matthew was using his AP on me. That's why I got that migraine. It's a metaphor, not a real, not a real. Your microscope. Trying not to laugh. So, consciousness is observing your thoughts and actions so that you can live from true choice in the present moment rather than being run by programming from the past. By achieving consciousness, we can live from who we are today rather than who we were yesterday. In this way, we can respond appropriately to situations, tapping the full range of potential of our skills, talents, rather than inappropriately reacting to events driven by the fears and insecurities of our past. So I'm going to close with this, and I've got one more thing I want to do. I want to read something else to you after I do this, but um, nothing has meaning except for the meaning that you give it. Somebody write that in the chat. Nothing has meaning except for the meaning you give it. Nothing has meaning except for the meaning you give it. Don't always believe a thought you think. The ants will probably be at work. Remember that thoughts lead to feelings, feelings lead to actions, Actions leads to results. You can choose to think and act with a different mindset, or you can choose to stay on the mindset blueprint that you have right now. So, put your hand over your heart and say, actually on your head, I observe my thoughts and entertain only those that empower me. I observe my thoughts, right? I observe my thoughts and entertain only those that empower me. So I'm going to close with that on this note. And I have other notes I want to go over real quick because we all have certain purposes and goals and things like that. And I lost my book, didn't I? What did I do with it? Like way too much stuff on this desk here, guys. All right, I'll open up a new one, I guess. I didn't want to, but I will. So this is out of my book, and it's on page 37 for goals. And this is what I want to read to you out of my book. When you journal your goals and dreams, first thing in the morning, you deepen your own sense of belief and desire in your goals. Is there a dream that you've carried in your heart for a long time? What is it? Write it down. If you had a long time dream that you have yet to pursue, write it down. Reflect on why you didn't pursue it. Write it down. What do you see for your dream or your goal? What steps can you take in order to start your dream or goal and turn it into a reality? If you could do anything right now, what would it be? Write it down. I didn't think I'd be a writer, and yet here I am. I never thought I'd start a nonprofit, but I did start a nonprofit. Dreams are great to have. They keep us going, but making them a reality is a dream come true. So what dream or goal would you like to see come alive? Write it down. Describe it in great detail and don't leave anything out. Start with, what does your ideal day look like in this dream or goal? What fear do I need to break to have my dream or goal come true? Where would I live? Or where would I travel? Is my dream big enough that I need helpers? If yes, how many? Who would you ask? Write it down. Just saying. What would this dream and goal look like in 10 or 20 years from now? Just think. When you write your goals and dreams down, you will always have them to review anytime you want. Once you start writing your goals and dreams, you'll be able to see how life can be when you accomplish them. Just collect your thoughts, write them on paper, preferably in your journal, and you'll be able to get more clarity, not only on your objectives, but also ways to accomplish them. You will get more creative as you write, and who knows, your creativity may help you get yourself off the couch and into action. Then before you know it, you've reached some of those goals and or dreams. Put your desires in that journal. See for yourself what your mind hides from you. Those are those ants. Remember I talked about those are those ants. You can do anything that you want to do. You just have to act on it. I know I am. So, write your goals and dreams and realize that you can do it, and then celebrate your success. Now, don't go anywhere. I'm going to close this down right here for my YouTube. I want to thank everyone on YouTube. Thank you very much for watching. Remember, God loves you and so do I. All right, so let's end that. Now,